Hello everybody, my name is FireClaymore and welcome back to Minecraft. In today's episode I have something really cool to show you, and that is a flamethrower. Now obviously I'm using a snowball to activate it, but if you find any other way that you would like to activate it, you could probably try it that way. So basically you right click to use it, and basically it explodes a little and makes a bit of fire, and obviously there is a play sound to it too, to where it makes the fire sound. Even though maybe the fire itself is making that noise, I'll just come out into the open to do it. You can hear the fire sound playing. And obviously it looks really cool if you fly around and spam it. It looks especially cool with all the particle effects, but I mean it can eventually get pretty messy with all the fire around. That's why I'm just using this fill command to get rid of them. But yeah, and if you had an actual stack of snowballs that you use, you could obviously do this in survival mode. So just going into survival mode here, as you can see, works perfectly well in survival mode too. You just kind of want to be careful not to walk into your own fireballs, you know, because fire is bad. I mean, fire's good, gotta love fire, but I mean, if you walk into your own fireball, because I mean it makes the fire a bit close to you, you can end up killing yourself. But that is the basis of how it works. There's no real hidden features behind it. It's very straightforward. Basically all it uses are these sets of command blocks, and technically you don't even need these two if you don't want the aesthetics. So basically these two are just setting the clock that makes it run. Being a set block clock, it is the fastest clock in the game, and it is testing for a snowball. So that way the way it works, it will clock itself without needing it to run a constant clock. So basically what it does is, first off, it will execute any entity that is a snowball. It will do the lava particles, and it just is 11150 that makes the particle. And I'm just going to copy this and cancel that. Just copy that, and if I do this, that's all it does, is it just gives those little particles, just go into third person, and yeah, those are really all the particles do. And then, if you hadn't guessed, the one above it is the play sound command, and I'm just doing the execute at snowball also, that it will play sound fire to the closest person, which is probably going to be the person who's throwing it. And then this is the real meat of it. It's executing below the snowball and then right above the snowball, or right above the falling sand, which I don't know why I did that. It was for a bit of testing, but it'll execute at the snowball. It will do a summon falling sand with a tile ID of 51, and now that is the tile ID of fire. Basically when it does that, it will turn the snowball into the falling sand entity to make it look like it is coming straight off of the snowball. But it can look a little weird when you're throwing it above air like this, because obviously fire can also render on the top and sides, and it will do that when it is the falling sand. And it obviously it's the time of 1, because if it were a time of 0 when I would throw it, it would just it would burn out immediately, is what it would do. Now, the other two command blocks are not that important. All they do is they kill snowball entities. And the reason I have two of them is that for stability's sake, just going to move that command block over there. If you just do one, occasionally I've seen this in testing, it doesn't kill all of them, and it will actually leave snowballs flying through the air. And when that happens, when that happens, this comparator stays on until all those snowballs are gone, which will lock the mechanism until those previously made snowballs are gone. And I assume that you could do this with any other type of throwable item. I've noticed that you can't really detect chicken eggs, like regular eggs, but you can also test for bottles of enchanting, and obviously I used snowballs because I think that is the easiest thing to test for, because let me just do a kill at E type is not player. That will, okay, cool. and then just get myself an EXP bottle here, and busting sack, never mind. So if I throw them and then do say at E, it will say entity.thrownexpbottle.name, and that is a lot harder to type than Snowball, which is really the basis of how I do that. So that is all the mechanism takes, and I assume that you could do a slower clock, like if you added a couple of repeaters in, which I'm actually going to do now just to see for the testing's sake. Get me some redstone here. If you ran it comparator output as such, and then ran some redstone into it, and gave it a bit of a delay, it would take a bit long. Oh, see, that is exactly what I'm talking about. It would lock the system to where it doesn't work, but maybe if you just did the delay immediately, it would work better. But that is why I find it useful to have it on such a fast clock as the set block clock, and then have it turn itself into a clock. But that is really all it is useful for. I kind of stemmed this idea from recently playing Team Fortress 2, where there's obviously the Pyro class, which isn't actually my best class. I'm best with I am best with the Sniper and Scout class. It's not that anyone really cares, but I'm just gonna do the fill command to pop those out. Okay. Basically, that is where this idea stems from, because I was like, hey, I recreate things from other things in this thing, so why not make that thing in this thing? That's basically code for I decided to make a flamethrower in vanilla Minecraft, but that is going to be all for you guys today. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, favorite, or even subscribe. It helps out so much more than you guys could possibly imagine. And yeah, I will see you guys later.